Hi, everybody. As I was saying, I hope everybody has a lot of energy left. But just to make sure, I'm going to ask you to say a word with me out loud before I start talking about how we innovate your culture. So on the count of 3, I want you to say really loud the word no. Ready? 1, 2, 3. No! Now, I want you to think about how many times in the past month you've heard that word in your organization. Whether it was no to an idea, no to a suggestion by your employee to try something differently. Maybe it wasn't exactly the word no, but maybe it was something like, but we've tried that before. Or, we don't have time to do that. Because that's where I was at Fenton 5 years ago. And this was a company who was the best of the best. We had outstanding financial results, year over year, beating plan. And we also had amazing customer survey scores and employee opinion survey scores. Everything's good, right? We were also a company based on trust, service, and tradition. And here I am, a recovering attorney who started as general counsel, who's now leading organizational development, saying, you know what, I think we have a problem. We're not listening to our employees. And they're the ones who are with the customer. And they're the ones who have the ideas for how we're going to be able to succeed in the future. And our shareholders told us they want to be around for another 100 years. And I think we need to do something differently. Now, when I was preparing for this, my husband, who's a CEO and he's actually here today, said, well, you said you have a culture of operational excellence and you're getting amazing results, so what's the problem? That's exactly what all the other leaders in my company said. So I had to go to them and convince them why I thought we had to do it differently. And I said to them, for the first time in my career, I'm going to tell you that I think we need to do something and I might be wrong and I might fail. But I'm asking you to do this with me because at least we'll learn something. And I think there's a better way. So I said we need to innovate our culture from one of operational excellence into one of continuous improvement and experimentation. Now, there goes Carrie again. I got all kinds of responses from the leadership team, and it's a different story for a different day about how I managed to navigate through and get them to support me. But I had enough credibility, and I was passionate enough to where they said, okay, Carrie, let's give it a try. So we started an Innovate initiative. It's called Your Ideas, Our Future. And there were 2 things that I knew we needed to do. We needed to change our leaders' mindset from one of, we know the answers, we've got this, to what if? And when somebody suggested something different, the answer was, please tell me more. And I also knew that we needed to engage our employees because they had heard no too many times. And they didn't think we meant it. So if we were going to go ask them for what they thought, we needed to convince them that we really wanted to hear it. So we created an I-team. It was a group of 8 to 10 employees through all different levels in the company. And they were the champions of this change. We trained them to work with both employees and our leaders about how to think differently, about how to share an idea. We made it simple. There was an I-tool that was a 1-page document. What's your idea? What do you think we should do? How much money do you think it's going to cost? And oh, by the way, how do you think you're going to do it? What result do you think you're going to get? And then we created a simple tracking sheet that all of our employees could see as our employees were sharing their ideas. And then once those ideas were submitted, the I-team liaisons would go meet with the department leader and say, hey, have you seen these new ideas coming out of your department? What do you think? Should we try them? In 30 days, we had 150 ideas. We have 200 employees now. At that time, we had a little over 100. 150 ideas in 30 days. Department leaders, oh, see, now what are we going to do? We have all these ideas, and I'm overwhelmed, and oh, my God. And I'm looking going, are you kidding me? What do you mean you're overwhelmed? This is a great problem to have. This is a journey. We're evolving our culture. It doesn't happen overnight. So let's look at these ideas. What do they tell us? And they told us two really important things. One was, why aren't they just doing them? We had a community director who's running P&L responsibility for millions of dollars at a property who didn't think that they could hire a mobile car washing service to provide an amazing experience for our customer. We had a property manager who saw our customers' work vehicles get vandalized over and over again and had the idea to build a secure parking lot and, oh, by the way, charge rent. Why didn't you do it? And then there were our maintenance managers who we made swelter in the summertime because they always had to wear long pants. And they'd asked so many times to wear shorts and heard the word no, they stopped asking. And I realized there were two barriers. One was money. Where do I find the money to try my idea? And if I try my idea and it doesn't work, it impacts my bonus, it impacts my team's bonus, so I don't want to take that risk. And authority. Can I really decide? So we created a $150,000 challenge. And here's what we did. We said, here's $150,000. You have an idea, reserve any amount of money you want. Take the smallest amount possible. And oh, by the way, the only thing you need to do is share your idea and then share what you learned from it. It's okay if it doesn't work. And you know what? To show you that we really mean it, if you spend the $150,000 before the end of the year and we make business plan, because it's all about results at the end of the day, we're going to close the company and give every employee a week off at the end of the year. And you know what? In 30 days, 150,000 gone. Those ideas we implemented. Many of those ideas carried through into our capital plan for the years to come. We continue to make $300,000 available every year for our employees to experiment with their ideas. And we no longer have to give a week off. I look around the company and people are collaborating. They're sharing things. They're taking our company into the future. And I'm proud to say that we are no longer a company of trust, service, and tradition, but we're one of trust, service, and innovation. And I want to leave you with a story, and I'd like you to meet one of our employees, whose name is Jose. Jose's been a maintenance manager with us for 15 years. And when we started that $150,000 challenge, Jose submitted this idea to build a backyard. We have ground floor units that we rent. And he realized that a lot of our residents had pets. And wouldn't it be great if we enclosed them by building a simple fence that he was more than capable of building and creating that experience for our customers? Oh, by the way, we charged $100 more a month in rent. He built this. We had a waiting list for that unit. And we've since created backyards at all of our ground floor properties. And what struck me in all this is when I said to Jose, Jose, it's a fantastic idea. Why didn't you do it before? You know what he said? No one listened. He said, no one listened. So I ask you, sitting here today, what ideas do your employees have that you aren't listening to? And I'd encourage you to be a leader that listens to your employees. Encourage them to try something new and make sure that when they do it and it doesn't work, that they know that that's not a failure. And most importantly, create an environment where your employees' voice matters. Because as we learned, their ideas are the way for you to innovate your culture for your future. Thank you.